Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you would like to see how I did this cut crease look using the Colourpop Elsa palette, just keep watching. Okay, so to start, I'm going to prime my face using Tarte's Double Beauty base tape. Been using this for a couple weeks now and I'm really thinking I like it. So now I'm going to go with my foundation using a damp beauty blender, and I'm also going to use Tarte's Double Duty Beauty face tape foundation in the shade Fair Light Neutral. And I've noticed with this foundation a little goes a long way. So I'm just going to start here and blending that out. So this foundation says that it's full coverage, but I think it's more like a medium buildable because you can build it up, definitely. But like right now, like you can still see a lot of my blemishes. So it's not exactly like full coverage. It looks super white on camera, but in real life it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like a ghost. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer, and I've been using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. Put that right here. Now we're going to blend that out. I go ahead and put the concealer up on my eyelid because I'm also going to use that as like an eyeshadow primer. Now that I'm looking all nice and white and ghostly, we're going to set this with Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Translucent Powder. And notice how I am like dabbing that on my face to try not to move the foundation any, not to like disrupt it or unsettle it. And to contour, I'm going to be using my Smashbox contour palette. I go into contour with this shade right here to start off with. And same thing, I'm just going to dab that right here to start. Circular motions to blend that. Also, forehead. Okay, so I use this cool tone right here to contour, but then I'm going to go in with this shade right here and warm up the rest of my face. Okay, and then to set and brighten up my under eye, I like to go in to this shade right here with just a little setting brush. Pat that on. I find that this not really a banana shade, it's a little bit lighter, not as yellow as like a banana powder would be, but I find that it gives me a real brightening effect right here in the middle, which is what we want. So I basically put this everywhere I put the concealer. And now for blush, I'm going to go in to this Wonder Beauty Trip for Two in the shade Bellini, which is this one, with a Colourpop F21 brush. You see it's on the brush. So it goes on kind of translucent at first, but we can definitely build it up into a very pretty corally pink color. Now I'm going to go onto my eyebrows, and for that I am going to use just the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. Just start this with just filling them in. Up. Because I have hooded eyes, you see. And so I'm going to brush these up to give us as much lid space as we can for when we do our eye look. Okay? Alright, so now I'm going to go on to my eye look. Today we are going to be using the Colourpop Frozen palette. I'm not sure exactly what look we're going to do with this. I'm thinking maybe a cut crease using this blue, maybe this darker purple, with maybe like this on my lid. I don't know. We're going to have to play with it and see. I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush. This is the Colourpop E15, and I'm going to go in here to the shade Fire as my transition shade. Windshield wipering across, like I'm going a little bit above my crease. I think we're going to do a cut crease, and so since I have hooded eyes, meaning that this part, I have this extra skin right here that kind of hides my crease, I'm going to create a new crease up here, because if I did it all in my crease down in there, you wouldn't see any of the eyeshadow. And your transition shade is really just a shade that makes things, it gives you like a good gradient of color so you don't have any harsh lines, makes it easier to blend. Then I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush, which is a Colourpop E16. It's just a little bit smaller than the first one. Just so you can tell, like this was the first one, and here's the other one compared. So it's not much smaller, just a little smaller, to give us a little bit more precise application. And I'm going to go into the shade Winter right here, and I'm just going to put it right under that transition shade. Once again, just flicking it up at the end to give us the right shape that we want. Okay, and so there is my blue shade on top of my transition shade. So I'm going to go back in with that first brush we used, dip it a little bit more into our transition shade, and just use it, just very little product, use it to blend out this line on the top right here. Just very lightly, adding a little bit of dimension to it. Okay, so now taking an even smaller blending brush, I'm going to be using this one, an E21. I'm going to go in with this dark shade called Spindrift down here, and really deepen up the inside of our crease, just to give it a lot of dimension for when we cut the crease. This side, once again, just packing it into the outer V, just like this, and then all the product, or most of the product, is off of the brush, we're going to go in very small circular motions, just keeping that product concentrated just where we want it to and blending it out. And now I'm going to go back in with that second blending brush we used, not the really big one, the smaller one that we used to blend the blue with. I'm dipping a little bit more to that blue right here and go in just right over the top of that purple line we just did. So now it is time to cut our crease. This part can be a little intimidating if you've never done it before. So what I like to do is I take a very flat, almost concealer brush. I'm using the Colourpop E3, and I take a little bit of my concealer and just put a little bit on the very back of my hand. It doesn't take very much, just a little bit. And then I take this brush, like that, and I'm just going to pat it around, keeping my brush very flat. We do not want a fluffy brush for this. We want to keep it very flat. And I'm just going to carve out that crease. And once again, since I have hooded eyes, I'm having to create my own crease. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. As you can see, I've just cut out that crease and you still see the really pretty purples on top. And then we'll go in and deepen that purple up too at the very end to blend out that line. So now both sides have been cut, so to speak. I messed up a little bit on that side, but like I said, when we finish cleaning it up at the very end, I don't think you'll be able to tell. Alright, so taking another flat concealer brush, just like this is the Colourpop E4, I'm going to go in with, this says Cuddle Close. It's this white shimmer shade right here. And I think I'm going to pack this on the inside corner of my eye, keeping it within that line that I just did with my concealer. Okay, now for the outer half of my eye, I'm going into this shade Gal. It's this purple shimmer shade right here. And really the shimmer of the shade is really not like coming through with a brush. I'm going to try applying it with my finger and see if that helps it any. And now I'm going to take our very small brush that we use to get the darker purple and get the tiniest amount. You don't need very much at all of that dark purple. Off the excess, and I'm just going to go over this line, giving it just a little bit more dimension. Taking our big blending brush that we used to start off with, going in with that blue shade again just to buff out the line we just made. Just doing a quick swipe through of everything. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, going in to that blue shade that we did the second shade after our we did our transition, then the blue shade, so we're doing that. Just buffing this shade out, kind of like this eye. Just getting rid of any harsh lines, barely any product, just lightly going over everything. Just creating some depth and making sure we're all nice and blended. Okay, I think everything is blended out nicely. And so now I'm really not liking how the shimmer that I put isn't really coming out very shimmery. So I think I'm gonna go in with this pressed glitter flurry. And yes, I'm aware that on the back it says not to use on your eye, but I'm going to do it anyway. To each your own. You don't have to put it on your eye. I'm not telling you to put it on your eye. If you feel the need, put it on your eye. So I'm just going to pat this. This is in the very center of my eyelid. And so now I'm just going to recreate the crease on my under eye, or the bottom lashes. So I'm going to go in with this dark purple shade that we used in our crease and just smoke it out. And once again, I'm going to use the same brush and go into that blue shade and put that just right under where I just put that purple. And now taking this little flat brush right here, the Colourpop E20, I'm going to go in with the shade Ice Crystals and just highlight my inner corner. Kind of drag that up also into the very front corner of the lid. And using the same brush into that white shade right here, I'm just going to highlight my brow bone. Just the very slightest. So now I am just going to apply some mascara and my lashes, and then we will be right back. Okay, I'm back with some eyeliner, some false lashes, and a little bit of mascara on the bottom lash line. Today I am using the Too Faced Pink Diamond Highlighter. So I'm just going to brush that right there. That's the tip of my nose. I'm just going to go in with this Wet n Wild liquid catsuit in the color Rebel Rose. And now I'm going to set my face with Tarte's Stay Spray. And there you have it. That is a look with the Colourpop Elsa palette.